Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Ashatun binti Wan Sabri. I'm a student in Unikl Micet. Basically, this video is to discuss on a case study for my individual assignment for subject of transport process principle. Basically, this case study is about acetone that being absorbed by the pure water in the PET column. From the question, we given a few info, and also we need to calculate the height of the PET column by using the value of capital K prime YA, small k prime YA, and also small k XA. The first thing first, you need to understand the question, and also you need to list down all the info given in the question, and also you need to design the step by step on how to calculate the questions. This is the basic diagram for the PET column, which shows a counter current flow which consists of liquid in, liquid out, and gas in, gas out. Based on the question, it is given that the gas flow is 13.65 and also the water flow is 45.36. Another information that have been given in the question is the mole fraction of the component A, which is the acetone. The component given is the mole fraction, which is at the in outlet. The mole fraction for the acetone is 0.026 and the outlet is 0.005. For the liquid inlet, since the inlet is the pure water, that means for the mole fraction for the component A is 0, and the liquid outlet we need to calculate. Since the step 1 is we list down all the value and also we draw the diagram, for the second step we can direct to find the coordinate of equilibrium line and operating line to plot a graph. For the equilibrium line, since we already be given the gradient which is 1.186, therefore we can directly have an equation which is YA equal to 1.186. All we need is to coordinate with the lowest value and the highest value within the range of the value of Y1 and Y2. And therefore we get the point for equilibrium 1 and point for equilibrium 2. As for the operating line, we need to have also with two coordinate, which is point 1 and point 2. Point 1 we need to choose the value of x1 and y1, and the point 2 we need to choose the value of x2 and y2. Since we already have all the value except for the value for x1, therefore we need to calculate using the material balance equation. Therefore that we need to substitute all the value inside the equation, and we will get the x1 with the value of 0.006479. Therefore we get the point 1 coordinates and point 2 coordinates. After that we need to plot the graph which include the equilibrium line and operating line. This is the final graph that have been plotted overall, but you only need to focus on the orange line and the blue line, which the blue line represent the equilibrium line and the orange line represent the operating line. Both of the line is being plotted using the coordinate that have been calculated using the value of x1, x2, y2, y1, and also using the value of xa and y. As you can see, there is another line which is the gray line and the yellow line, which represent the slope of the slope 1 and slope 2. From the slope, we can get the value of yi1 and yi2, and also xi2 and xi1. All those values can help us to find the value of capital K prime YA in the next step. Since L average and V average contained in the equation, therefore we need to find the value of L average and V average. For the L average equal to L prime equal to L1 equal to L2, which means L average equal to 45.36 kilogram mole per hour. After we get the value, we need to convert it into the kilogram mole per second. Therefore, the final answer for L average is 0.0126 kg mole per second. To find the value of V average, you need to use the equation of V average equal to V1 plus V2 divided by 2. For V1, we need to use the equation of V prime divided by 1 minus Y1, which give the value of 0.00389 kg mole per second. And also for the V2, which use V prime divided by 1 minus X1, which give the value of 0.00381. Both V1 and V2 need to convert from hour to second. As for the V average, we need to plus the V1 and V2 divided by 2, which give the answer of 0.00385 kg mole per second. The last step is the calculation. For the first question is to calculate the tower height using small k prime ya, which equal to 3.78 times 10 to the power of negative 2. To find the value, we need to use equation 10 as stated in the picture, and we need to rearrange as followed. And also after we rearrange, we need to substitute all the value and give the answer of z equal to 1.946 meter. As for the second question, which is to calculate the value of tower height using small k prime xa, which equal to 6.16 times 10 to the power of negative 2. We need to use the equation 11 as stated in the picture. For additional info, the equation 10 and 11 is different by using the value of V average and L average, and also the value of Y1, Y2, and also X1 and X2. Same as the first question, for the second question also, we need to rearrange the equation of the question number 11, which give the final answer of 1.964 meter. As for the last questions, which we need to calculate the tower height using capital K prime ya, we need to use the equation 12. But since we didn't know the value of capital K prime ya, we need to use the equation 13 to determine the value. But we cannot directly calculate it since we is not have enough information, which is the value of 1 minus y star m. To get the value of 1 minus y star m, we need to use equation 14. We need to substitute all the value that we have calculated before, and the final answer for 1 minus y star m is equal to 0.9832. As we already calculated the value of 1 minus y star m, we can continue with the calculation for capital K prime ya by using the equation 13. All you need is to substitute all the value as stated in the small box into the equation, and the final value for capital K prime ya is equal to 0.02186. Even though we have calculated the value of capital K prime ya, but looking back in the equation 12, we are missing with one value, which is y minus y star m. So the value for y minus y star m, we need to calculate using equation 15. Based on the equation 15, we can get the value which is equal to 0.01028. By rearrange the equation 12, we can get the value of z, which is z equal to 1.934 meter. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you.